Good to go. You just tell me when you hit record and we'll get going. We're good?
Yep.
Carrie, if you want to go into where it says mute everyone, let's mute everybody. Get back up here, guys. Justin, you don't let them all in. And this is what happens when you do the Zoom on the family vacation. Sorry, guys, we're getting everybody organized. Okay, so I'm so excited. For those of you, I think most of you know who I am. I know Jen posted this on a lot of sites today, but my name is Hilari Courtney, and I've been with Isogenics 12 years now, and we are still in Hawaii. That's why it's kind of crazy in the background. We're in the on the northernmost island called Kauai on the North Shore, and they've had it's the wettest place on the planet, number one. So they always have rainfall, but they've had even more. So there've been mudslides and roads closed, a house washed out right down the road from where we're staying. So we're hoping the Wi-Fi works for us for this, because I really want to share with you some of the information that we learned at Top Achievers, which was just in Maui. It was amazing. And you guys, next year, Top Achievers 2019 is at Baha Mar in the Bahamas. It's incredible. They talked to us about the resort, and it's like 40 acres, and it's going to have the largest, in a casino, the largest casino in the Caribbean. It's going to have 80 shops and all this stuff, you guys. But Top Achievers is by far my favorite event the company does, because it's a place where it's such a small gathering of people that you really get to spend time with Jim and Kathy Coover. You really get to spend time getting to know Eric. You really get to spend time, with other leaders in the company, and you get to hear their ideas and what they're doing and what works for them. And I just love that, because if you're on here tonight, it's only 3:30 in the afternoon here, but if you're listening tonight from somewhere in the mainland, it's nighttime. And so if you're committed to being on here, you are, committed enough that you can earn Top Achievers. And I really think that you have to make a decision now. We had Darren Hardy come speak to us. He's an amazing author of a book called The Compound Effect. If you've not read that book, you guys, I would highly suggest getting it. They gave us a copy of it, and he shared with us. And we're going to do a whole Zoom on just the training he gave us, because it was phenomenal. So this call right now will be more like highlights from the corporate staff and what's going on with Isogenics as a company. And then when we get back in a couple of weeks, we'll do another call just based upon Darren's teachings. But he told us at one point to draw a line in our notebook. And that line is like a line in the sand. And it's where you decide, are you going to keep making excuses, or are you actually going to do the things you said you were going to do, that you've said over and over again that you're going to do, that you actually don't ever finish. And so I want to say that to you about Top Achievers 2019. There's no reason why any of you who are listening right now cannot be in the Bahamas with us in 2019. Justin and I decided, last February to build his position to help us earn Top Achievers. And it went from 2 cycles a week to consistently cycling 40 times a week in a year. And you guys, so, it wasn't like our big leg that we did that on. It was a brand new little inside leg. So no matter where you are, decide if you're going to earn it, whether it be from Leader in Action. And we'll probably have Amy do another call on how to earn it through Leader in Action, because Amy Hayes was at Top Achievers. She earned it through being number 7 in the whole company in Leader in Action. Or you can earn it from rank advancing to at least 3-star, hitting that rank 3 times, and then being a paid as executive at least 4 times in a year. So it was amazing, you guys. And these are just a few of the highlights that I wrote, and then Justin can share some things that really spoke out to him. But first of all, Eric got up and spoke, Eric Coover, and he just said, he talked about how as a company we're evolving, that the company's 16 years old, and that there's always going to be new things coming down the pipeline. He talked about companies that didn't change, didn't evolve, and how they're not here anymore, and big companies, right? And then he talked about companies that are still vibrant, like Apple, and then in 10 years, Apple will still be at the leading edge. He talked about Tesla. He talked about so many different companies that are forward thinking and doing things that are ahead of what everyone else is doing. And that's where they want, Isagenix to be. And so it was awesome because they showed this little graph, and it showed Isagenix and then all the different areas that we're going to play in. And what he means by that, it's like weight wellness instead of saying weight loss. So talking to people about weight wellness, vitality, kids growth and development. So that's going to be a whole product section we're going to have. And as these things are released, the company will let everyone know. And then they talked about personal care. And so there's going to be a whole section of Isagenix dedicated to personal care, whether that be skincare, body products, home products that are, things that we want to be using and that our consumers and our customers and Isagenix are already using. And so why not offer it through Isagenix to increase your order basket? So I thought that was really awesome. They're really working to make things, just as simple as can be, and not anytime you want to add something in.
I will when you come.
Okay. And, not complex. And so I thought that was great. And you guys, I'm literally just taking my Top Achievers notebook and going through it with you guys because I don't want to miss anything. So you just kind of have to follow along me here. And then Jim spoke, and Jim talked about, again, Jim Coover, about are you going to be at Top Achievers? And, he said, like, how many of you are here with people on your team? And it's downstairs on the nightstand. How many of you are here with people on your team? And he said, that's way more satisfying. And I can tell you it is when you see your own team members there and they're excited. And you guys, if you, work toward Top Achievers, you can get a couple people on your team running with you. It's going to be so much more fun. And so, write down who are those people that you want to take with you, whether it's 2 people, 3 people, and then call them as soon as we get off the Zoom. I know it's late for our East Coasters, and just say, we're drawing the line in the sand. We are going to Top Achievers 2019. We are going to figure it out. We're going to make a way, find a way. Because you guys, at that event, not only is it just a small group, but you get to learn what everyone else is doing. We get to listen to what Lindsay Wynia is doing. If you don't know who she is, she's killing it. She's been #1 in Leader in Action for almost 3 straight years in Isagenix now. We got to hear what other, people who are really building are doing. So you want to be there. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information. So if you haven't downloaded the IsaLife app, that was another big topic there. You want to get that app on your phone. And I want you guys just to hear some numbers. So when Pina Colada was released, in one day, Pina Colada, the company sold 2.5 million meals in one day. That was the equivalent of meals. And Pina Colada sold in one day. And over 50% of those orders came through the IsaLife app. You guys, and of those, 57% were customers placing orders. So if you have people you're enrolling that are customers, yeah, Justin just showed me they've had 126,000 downloads of IsaLife, the app, which is awesome. But if you're listening to this, you guys, and you don't have IsaLife downloaded, you want to have it downloaded because, like I said, if you have customers, which a lot of you guys have customers before they transfer to associates, 57% of them ordered their Pina Colada through the app. It showed that when people are on the app ordering product, that it's a 3-minute session. They can be on and off, get their product ordered in only 3 minutes versus having to log into the back office, pick what they want, and go through that whole process. So I just thought that was really, really, and Carrie said it's so much easier on the app. I mean, that's just what we need to have is everybody using that because they're going to do more things. That's going to evolve, and that app will become like everything, like a one-house shop, and everything's going to be on there. And you guys, they're going to create what's called like a marketing cloud. And if you know me, you know I am not your IT girl. So I wrote all this down to try to get this to you. But a marketing cloud. So what's going to happen is if I always order a certain set of products, like if I always order IsaPro and eShots and Hydrate, my app is going to go, she's an athlete. She wants things for fitness. So when I finish ordering, it's going to say, here are some other things we think you would love. Do you want to put them in your cart? Just like if I go online, right, and I look at a pair of shoes on Zappos and I don't buy them, then I go to Facebook and my whole Facebook feed has those shoes from Zappos, and then I can't help it and I order the shoes from Zappos, right? So it's going to be the same thing. Like you're going to have this marketing cloud. It's going to market to your customers for you. Because I want you guys to think about it. Even if you have a team that's 100 people, even if you're saying, I don't have a big team, but what if all those 100 people their order basket increased by just 50 BV. That'd be 5,000 more BV in your team. You guys, that would generate at least 5, if not 6 cycles. I mean, that's an extra $300 to you a week if you could just get those people ordering a little bit more BV. So it's going to be so powerful. So the company had John Robinson come up. They spent $10 million in 2017 on systems so that back office and customer service and all of that is better. So I just want you guys to know the company is very focused on that. They're focused on being ahead of the curve, not behind the curve. And they just talked about, persistently and consistently they're working on, making that better and better and better. So that was awesome. And they're going to make it just even more simple because people want simple. Okay. So then the next thing they spoke about was Travis Garza, our chief sales officer, got up and spoke. And this summer at Celebration, you're going to see a big release for this. So, but I think we can share this.
Did you talk about the 60-second sign up?
No. You want me to talk about that?
Just so they know what's coming.
Okay. So another thing that's coming with the app, there's going to be a process where you can literally sign somebody up in like 60 seconds. So there'll be like a link that's going to look like this little Google link. And so like, say I'm talking to Carrie and Carrie messages me and she says, Hilary, I'm ready to get started. All I'm going to message her back is it's already done link. And it's going to say, awesome, Carrie's so excited. This little link. And Carrie clicks on the link. It literally opens up and it already has a pack made for her. So what you can do is you can pre-design like 8 packs that are your top selling packs. And then I know Carrie wants fitness and wellness and healthy aging. So I have that as one of my customized packs. I text her the link. It's got the pack already there. She just puts in her name, social security number, birthday, all that information herself in a text, just like you would do on Amazon, and it's going to send it to Carrie, and it's going to load her into the tree. All that's going to be done, and it literally, they showed us, takes less than 60 seconds. So, I mean, that, you guys, is going to be a game changer, right? Okay, I'm going to plug you guys in because I'm low on battery. I'll just hold it. Okay, game changer. So let me tell you the next thing. Travis Garza spoke, and yes, you guys, it's going to be so awesome. People are like, that's awesome. It's awesome. It's going to be so easy because just think about it. When you meet somebody and you don't know them well, like the gym or, some of my drivers that have driven or wherever you meet somebody, a new mom, and you don't really know them well, it is kind of odd for them to give you their mailing address, their social security number, all that information. And now you just send a link and it's just going to ask them. They're going to load it right in and it's going to automatically put them right in the system. And it's going to give you the BV. They're going to load right into your tree. So it's just amazing, really, really quick. So Travis talked about the number one thing that people ask the company, that you guys ask the company, that consultants, that associates, that the customers ask the company is, what do we say? Like when I'm talking to a new person, a new prospect, what is the conversation? What is the script? So the company went through and they interviewed top income earners on what do you say when you talk to someone? What is your script? And you know that if you've done this a long time, I don't have a script I use every time, but when you're new, if you have at least some guidelines to follow, it would help. So at Celebration, they're going to release, say this, share this, do this. And so this push, it's literally going to be say this, and it's going to give you 6 different scripts based upon the situation. Somebody you know, somebody you just met. It's going to give you all these different scripts. You're going to say this to the person. Then after you do that, you're going to share this, and it's going to have a link to 4 different videos of what you would send to them. And then after you do that, when they reply back, it's going to say, do this. And it's going to give you the exact steps, how to load them in, what to say to the person, how to, all the steps. So when you go to Isogenics Business, it's overwhelming. And we've all said that. ISA movie, overwhelming. You'll notice at the end of June on ISA movie, it's going to look different. There's going to be one big video that plays across the top that the company's working on right now. That right now it's going to be Transform Your Life until they get that video done. But that video will play. And then below it, down at the bottom, it will have all the different tabs, weight, wellness, vitality, all these different things. But at this point, what's going to happen is It's for simplicity. So when you go there to Isagenix Business, it's going to say this, share this, do this. Because you guys, if you have somebody new who joins your team and they don't say they're down in your team and the person that enrolled them isn't really building a business, they might be an awesome business builder, but they don't have a clue what to do. And if they go to Isagenix Business, at least I think this, now it's so overwhelming. There's so much stuff there. So now it's literally going to say this. And it's going to give them like 6 scripts they can choose from. Share this. And it's going to tell them which videos to share based upon what the person's demographic and info is. And then do this. And it's going to give them exactly how to follow up. It'll have the little Google link, the little link they can send the person to just collect the person's information. So I am super excited about how simple that's going to be. No, because they all don't get that. Okay, so that was awesome. Oh yeah, so for celebration, you guys, one thing I do want to mention real quick. So for the One Sweet Summer, which is the awesome promotion the company's running right now, and you guys, we talked about this promotion on last week's Zoom. If you want all the details, you can watch the re-recorded company one. You can watch ours from last week. I won't go through all of that, but basically you get 5 enrollments, qualified enrollments for the month. You get $250. You have 10 enrollments of at least 150 or more. You're going to get 4 nights hotel. 4 nights hotel, you guys, at Celebration. You're going to get a $100 shopping spree on the products, $100 clothing shopping spree, all for enrolling 10 people with, 30-day systems, 150 BV or greater. So it doesn't even have to be that system. But you guys, what they talked about is that there's only 890 tickets left. And that was as of like Wednesday of last week. So if I were you and you are listening and you do not have a ticket, you can earn the $250 for the 5 enrollments, but you cannot earn the free room. You can't earn the $100 shopping spree and the $100 shopping spree if you don't have a Celebration ticket in your name by July 1st, which if you wait till July 1st, you will not have a Celebration ticket in your name, because so many of the leaders at Top Achievers were purchasing, 5, 10 tickets for their team members because they know people are going to qualify. So you guys, just, if you're listening, please get your ticket today. I would message all of your team members and ask them to get their tickets. Some of the ladies, this is one of the things I love about Top Achievers, is that you get ideas from other people, right? Other top leaders. And what they did, some of them, they made a big post and it said free trip to Nashville. And so like, Carrie, you're great at this. You could make this, or somebody who's good at it. But it just said like free trip to Nashville. And that's how they advertised it. And on their open Facebook feed, like how many of my friends would love to win a free trip to Nashville? And then what they showed was, you get the 10 enrollments, you enroll in Isagenix yourself, you get the 10 enrollments, you get your room free. You get the $250, that pays for your air. And then, your ticket, like if somebody on my team enrolls 10 people this month that I personally enroll, I'd give them a ticket, figure that part out, whatever. But it's a free trip to Nashville. And so that's how, like, Laura Stevens and several of the top leaders at the event have been advertising this on their open Facebook pages and within their teams. And so you guys, it's awesome. I just want to make sure that you all of your tickets, because we know, it's gonna sell out for sure. Another thing that I had written down, and Justin made a really cool flyer for this, and you guys could do this within your teams as well, because I know we have everybody from our whole team on here listening, and other people too. But it was called the 10 Plus Club.
So explain who the kid was.
Yeah. So Morgan is a guy from Australia who is 24 years old. He earned Top Achievers. He is making like $400,000 a year. And I had a chance to meet him in Chicago as well. And literally like 2 years ago, you guys, he said, this is his own words. He's like, I just partied every day, drank, drugs, whatever. He's like, this was not the life I was living. But his friends kept getting him to come to Isagenix stuff because they said, like, it's a party. It's a fun party. You should come. And he's like, I went anywhere there was a party. And so when he came to Isagenix, he got this idea and he started doing this 10 plus club. And the 10 plus club is for anybody on your team that gets 10 enrollments. And he said sometimes, and he felt like as leaders, we make it so hard like, you have to get to executive right away. That's like what we're telling them. And he said, you know, people have to crawl before they walk. And so he said, if I can get someone to get 10 enrollments, then I know that's somebody I can work with. And honestly, Lindsay Wynia had done a call on Super Saturday a couple months ago, and she talked about, you know, when she sees people who get 5 enrollments, she calls them like super enrollers. And that's who she works with, is her super enrollers. But Morgan talked about the 10 plus club. And in the 10 plus club, you know, it's people want to be a part of it. He does a party at Celebration. You only get to come if you're a member of the 10 plus club. He does all kinds of cool gifts for the 10 plus club.
Did he do all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Justin has been scheming.
Oh yeah, I got. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah. So Justin's coming up with ideas. He already has to come up with a bunch. Last night I was taking a shower and he was in the bathroom because I was scared of the lizards. That's a long story if you just got on. But anyway, he was working on our 10 plus club. And so Krista asked, did we decide the time frame for the 10 plus club? Krista, what we're doing for the group that we're working with on our reentry, what we're doing is we started it today. We haven't even announced it yet. And because it's only 3:00 here. And it's running till the end of the year.
Yep.
Till the 31st of December. And if you have 10 enrollments, and some of you are like, I'm going to get 10 enrollments this month with the company promotion. And that's amazing. But for some of your team members who aren't going to go get 10 enrollments this month, that are like slower builders, but still get their 10 enrollments between now and the end of the year, they'll be a part of the 10 plus club. Say you're listening in and you're like, you've already had 10 enrollments in your career in Isogenics. That's wonderful. It starts again today. So like Carrie helped me host this. So Carrie's had way more than 10 enrollments, but it started again today for Carrie and Chris and everybody. And once that people get 10 enrollments of 150 BV or more, they're going to get a gift from Justin and I. And we already thought of our first gift. It's sweet, isn't it?
Yep.
I told him last night. See,
I don't remember. Oh yeah. They're going to be really cool, actually. Yes. I forgot about that.
We're on vacation. His brain shut off. And so, so you guys, it's going to be, Krista says she loves you. Randy and Krista.
Yes.
Yes, he loves you too.
Can we just say what it is?
What? Okay. No, because it's not.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
We're
thinking. We're still brainstorming over here.
Yeah.
But sorry, I'm reading all these messages. It's hard on your phone because when I'm on my computer, the messages don't pop up and I'm trying to like read and talk and think. So, okay, you guys. So anyway, 10 plus, we're going to do a really awesome gift that'll come from us. And then like at New Year's kickoff in Phoenix, we're going to do a big party and you can only come if you're a 10 plus club member. Doesn't matter if you're an executive, doesn't matter if you cycle one time a week. It's going to be based upon only the people that are 10 plus club members can come.
But what's cool is that say you enroll somebody in October and November and they're excited about the event, but they haven't, it's going to be hard for them to hit executive or something like that to get notified or noticed at NYKO. So here's an opportunity to get 10 enrollments. And because, everyone seems like that's the highest months, September, October, November in Isogenics anyway. So there's going to be a lot of new enrollments come then. So this is another way to get them to an event because we're going to host a party or you're going to host a party or whatever at the event for this 10 plus club. And it's just another way to generate people to come to an event. So because it's a club, it's going to be something fun.
Yeah, we're going to make it super fun. We're going to mail out cool stuff in the mail. So Jen got ready to start mailing stuff. Okay, I told Justin, especially this month, right? Because in the month of June, you got to get 10 enrollments so you can get your free room at Celebration, you guys. So in the month of June, I expect we are going to have a whole bunch of new members of the 10 plus club. Okay, on to another thing. So Cheryl Lewis, she is someone the company has in charge of like our marketing. She's the one that helped us get in People magazine. She's done amazing stuff since she's joined Isogenics. So she is working with the company hired a woman named Julie Coleman, and she's going to be our director of community communications. And what she's going to do is she is going to, the company is starting what's called the Isogenics Legacy Foundation. And the Isogenics Legacy Foundation is going to serve undernourished children. It's going to serve the elderly, and it's going to serve like people that can't speak for themselves, like, you know, people like children and elderly. And I have one more thing written down. I can't find it. So, so what we're going to do is the company, instead of having Make-A-Wish, which the company's given $10 million in the last 6 years, you've given
$3 million last year.
$10 million to Make-A-Wish, $3 million in the last year. Then the company is going to start now this legacy foundation. And you guys, you know, she said it's going to be giving a voice to the people that don't have one. Oh, I remember what the third one was. It was natural disaster areas, like when Hurricane Harvey happened and when the different storms have come through. So children and elderly and those areas affected by that. And, you know, she talked about like Mississippi, Louisiana, and when Texas, when, you know, poverty that's there and the obesity that goes hand in hand with the states like West Virginia, she said, is the second highest in the country in poverty, is the second highest in the country in obesity. And so going in and giving children in those communities that need it food, and healthy food, and food and then teaching the children to teach their parents, you know, how to be healthy from the ripple effect of starting with the children first. And so anyway, I have like goosebumps. It was really awesome. I just thought our company is so amazing because, you know, in 20 years, in 30 years, the company doesn't want to be known as a shake company. And I loved it. Kathy Cooper stood on stage and said, right now we are 20% business builders and we are 80% customers. And she said that number needs to change. She said we need to be at least 30% business builders and 70% customers. And I think we could be 50-50. But I mean, I was just excited. We were all so excited that she said that, because the company really wants to focus on talking about the vision of our company, talking about, I always say, if you are around me, we are so much more than a shake company. I mean, if you could see our kitchen in this house over there, we have like isogenics all over the counter. I mean, we brought 70 pounds of isogenics, you know, with us. And so for the month, but we are more than a shake company. And if you're listening, you know that. I mean, you know that we're about changing lives. And this Legacy Foundation, you know, is really going to be an avenue that lets us do that. Okay, next thing. I'm going through this kind of quickly because this is like 3 days worth of information trying to give you in 30 minutes. South Korea, we're opening South Korea in October of 2018. So you guys, what I thought was cool about that, it is the number 3 network marketing in the world, country with the highest number of people that do network marketing. So you have the US, and then you know, in that top number, you have India, and you have South Korea. So they're the number 3 for network marketing in the world, you guys. And we're opening that market. And so I encourage each of you just to ask, who do you know? Who do you know that's from there? Who do you know? You know, I mean, Justin can tell you, sitting in the meeting, and I can't, you guys, I don't know if you can see my notes, but you could see I actually really did this. But sitting in the meeting, they started talking about South Korea. I started putting into my phone, South Korea Chamber of Commerce, Omaha, Nebraska. South Korea Chamber of Commerce, Kansas City. And you guys, they have them. There's Asian chambers of commerces in your communities.
You know how many Korean restaurants there are?
Justin said, do you know how many Korean restaurants there are? He Googled it. A lot. How many people that do your nails are from South Korea? You know, how many people, you guys, like, you don't have to go to South Korea and build a business. You can look in your backyard and you can work locally and grow globally. And that's what I want to do. I want to work locally. I want to work with people. I wrote down Northwest Missouri State, where I went to college. They used to have this Asian chamber, this Asian group for all the Asian students. I'm going to call and say, look, I'm an entrepreneur. We've had great business success. Can I come speak to the, you know, juniors and seniors who are, you know, kids from Southeast Asia? I mean, just think about you got to think outside the box, but you can work locally and you can still grow a global business from your house. I mean, yeah.
So I got I think his name was Jarvis. What was the guy I played golf with all day? Jonas. So he's in charge of the UK. And take Ireland, for instance, because I've asked him how the market worked, and we were kind of sharing some ideas. 39 packs or 39 auto ship orders is what goes out daily in Ireland right now. That is the business in Ireland. So if you know people in Ireland, UK, all that, that's how, you know, it's a new market, but that's still how down and how open that market is, because there's really nobody doing it yet. So there's some new places opening as well. What else is opening?
Well, those all open. All the UK ones are open.
Spain.
Oh yeah, Spain is going to open. Rita Catalino, if you're listening, and Dario, we know you're excited.
Yeah, so that market's opening. That's going to be a new market. So there's a ton of opportunities there. There's a ton of people in the States that already know people there. So, you know, you don't have to travel there. You just have to build relationships to people over there. So, you know, I see Carrie right there, and Carrie's daughter's been over there. I mean, she had to meet people and talk to people. So there's an opportunity there a little bit, right? So just think of those ideas, all those students and people that are studying abroad. There's opportunities everywhere. Just think of those ideas and those ways to make communications with social media alone right there. You know, there's tons of ways to reach out. I think you're looking at the wall. So anyway, hello. So I'm back. So anyway, all right, go ahead.
Well, there's 51 million people live there, you guys. 51 million people. And then they're the number 3 network marketing company in the world, or country in the world. So yeah, I mean, if you're anywhere, we live 100 miles from the city. And I'm going to drive to those chamber meetings because I want to meet Korean Americans who have families still there. I mean, it's like, how badly do you want to grow your business? How badly do you want to go to Top Achievers next year? I mean, you've got to do things you've not been willing to do to get where you haven't been, you know? And it was Travis Garza asked at the beginning of the meeting, like, I don't know what he said, leaders who've been here before or something, stand up or raise your hand. And so I raised my hand and he came over and he said, how many of these have you been to? And I said, all of them. Like, we've never missed a Top Achievers, because once we went once, I was like, no way am I not going back to that. And this year we earned it with literally 1 week left. And we could have went like on a pass because we are in the top 25. But I was like, we're not going if we don't earn this. Like, everybody else has to. And so you guys just make a decision that you're going to do the work and you're going to start right now, you know, to be there, because it was awesome.
And it was a shake-up audience this year.
Yeah, it was all kinds of new people that are not there because you just have to hit 3-star to go. So it was different than. And
bonuses didn't count. So it was people that we, you know, I bet we didn't know 70% of the room.
Yeah, so. Tons. I think that's your. Tons of new people. We think the car alarm is going off. Okay, tons of new people. So another, so the company has a huge thing. That's all I can say. That's launching at Celebration. And that's all I can say. Because if we were told if we spill the beans, we'll die, basically. And I know this is being recorded and I want it to be able to be replayed. But I can just tell you this, that what it is that I can't share about is that this product that the company is going to release, over 65% of people on your team already buy this somewhere else. Over 65% of people on your team already buy this product somewhere else. And so you need to be ready for this launch. And the company's going to let us know when we can start talking about it all. But I mean, you want to prepare for it. You want to be at Celebration, you guys. That's the first place you're going to be able to get your hands on it. It's where you're going to get all your training. There are going to be breakout sessions on this. It's not just one product. It's like a whole product line. And it's going to come out at Celebration. And that's where you're going to get all the scoop. And I mean, I'm so excited. Like, we started making lists of people. I can't say. We started making lists of people that we know that are already in this business, because it's a standalone product for them, but it's going to be a part of our central personal wellness. It's going to be amazing.
Well, I just been looking. I won't say what it is, but I've been looking at, and you know, some of you that have a business that's growing and really, and you have a lot of clientele that you've talked to that said no to the shakes and ionics and all that stuff. You know, the nutrition line. This is a line that is going to allow you to go back and have those pre-existing conversations and talk to people, because I really think this is also an awesome millennial market product. You're going to get be able to get a lot of people that couldn't afford or wasn't ready for isogenics as the health and wellness side of the shakes and cleanses and all that. So it's going to be an awesome new market.
We cannot say, oh my God, I don't want to be the one who gets killed from the company. But just think about it. What Isogenics is going to create for you guys is this global wellness superstore. So you think about your favorite wellness store now, your favorite Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. You can go into and get all the different things you need for wellness, not just consumable, but wellness. And those are some of the things. And I'm just so excited because, like Justin said, you can go back and talk to people who've been in your team that have quit. You can talk to people who have said no because they don't want a lifestyle change. And you can talk to your team members who are already in, because it's going to be order basket increases. This is something that I love. I have a whole
Let's stop there.
I have a whole display at my house. Oh, I didn't say what it was. And Robin Delaire, if you're listening from Canada, you love this thing. You travel with it. Some people travel with them. That's all I can say. Justin's telling me I have to stop.
And we're the only one that has a different packaging.
Oh yeah, and we have totally different packaging. They already showed us the packaging. They let us try it. Oh my gosh, so awesome. And you guys, not only that, it's going to be less expensive than the two leading network Mercy's like, Hilary, be quiet. She knows me too well. The two #1 network marketing companies that have this product, our product formulation is going to be purer than theirs, but it's less expensive. We have a lower price point, but the quality is, par with theirs or even a little better. So,
okay, let's move on.
Okay, Justin says I have to move on. Okay, so the last thing I just want to share, we'll do a call in a couple weeks when I get back. We're going to have one every week still, but we're going to do one on just what Darren Hardy taught us. You guys go to Amazon and buy the book, The Compound Effect. And then when we do the call, when we come home, it'll be like the week of like the 25th. We'll do the call on the compound effect and what he taught us. But I mean, it was awesome. But basically what it came down to, and Justin and I we loved him. I mean, honestly, the company brings in a new book guy every year to Top Achievers. And I said to Michael Klaus, do you know who the book guy is this year? And he was like, whoa. And I just meant like, we always get this new guy and it's great. But like people from the field, like we want to know what each other are doing. And then Darren spoke and I was just blown away because Justin said he was normal. And I just think so many like personal development guys and women try to make it like you don't have to do the work. It's just like, put the vision on the wall and do this. And I'm all about vision if you know me. But he said, nothing takes the place of hard work. And he just said, yes, that's right, Carrie. And he's like, nothing. And he goes, and if you think you can just throw into the universe, like what's going to happen to your business, he said, then when the universe comes and gets your couch and repos your house too, you'll want to think different. And I mean, he was just awesome, you guys. And I don't know.
Who he was?
Yeah, he owns Success Magazine. He's a publisher of Success Magazine. He's written other books.
Big into real estate.
Huge into real estate. He was just amazing. I mean, like just pages and pages of notes. And he says we don't need to be learning new things all the time. We need to relearn what we know, like the basics. You listen to Michael Jordan, you listen to Tiger Woods. They don't go do all these new swings, new shots. They do the basics over and over and over. And people ask us, what do you do? And it's the same stuff we've been doing for 12 years. It's the mundane that no one wants to do. The phone calls, the 3-way calls, the training. I mean, we're doing a Zoom on the beach of Kauai at 3:30 in the afternoon when we could be on the beach. And we're doing this. These aren't the glamorous things. These are the things that we do because we're committed to helping everyone get to where we are. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
One thing I will share, he talked about like the pendulum, and he said, this is life. Your life is here. Like the pendulum's hanging straight down. And on one side is like pain, rejection, sadness, and failure. On the other side of the pendulum is joy, love, happiness, and success. And he's like, people want joy, love, happiness, and success, right? But to get the pendulum to swing that way, it has to swing the other way too. And the other side is pain, rejection, sadness, and failure. And so he said he wanted to be the #1 real estate guy in his office, and he was young. What did he say? His early 20s. And he went and spoke to Jim Rohn.
Yeah,
I think it was Jim Rohn, and said, what do I need to do to be the #1 guy? I'll do whatever you tell me. And he said, fail big, fail massively big. Because he said, when you do things that make you fail really big, the pendulum has to swing the other way in the favor of success. And so he said, he went out and knocked on door to door to door. He said, knock on 1,000 doors. I have failure. But he said within 2 years, I was the number one guy like in the state. And within 3 years, like the number one guy in the whole company in the nation, because he failed more than anybody else. And you guys, it makes me recall when I was with Jimmy Smith years ago, this lady got on the elevator with us and she was like, oh my gosh, it's Jimmy. And she started talking to him and she said, you've had more yeses than anybody in the company. And she was just so excited it was Jimmy. And he was so serious. And he looked her in the eye and he said, I've had more no's than anybody in this company. And he said, the no's have built my character and the yeses have built my business. And you guys, that's exactly what Darren was talking about. Being willing to get rejected over and over, because that's going to swing the pendulum to the side of joy, love, happiness, and success, right? You've got to have those massive failures. So anyway, it was all awesome. I have pages more of notes that I know it's already way past time for tonight. So we will be on here next week. It'll be awesome. We're going to have a great call. And Carrie, do you want to unmute and let them know next Monday night? It's going to be same time, guys. Carrie Michaels, our awesome 4-star from Michigan, and Kim Waskey, our awesome 4-star from Kansas, are going to be your hosts next week. So we are still going to be here. So do you want to let them know kind of what the topic's going to be next week, Carrie?
You bet. So Kim and I will be talking about, basically the topic will be from corporate America to network marketing. Most people know, or some of you who don't, Kim used to work with me at corporate America 3.5 years ago, and I laid her off. So we're going to kind of tell our story. So Kim is doing Isogenics full-time. I still work in corporate America, and I am doing Isogenics part-time. So we'll talk about our story and how we've been able to be successful.
It's going to be awesome, you guys, because I know a lot of you listening are doing Isogenics full-time, so you'll relate to Kim. And a lot of you are still working full-time and trying to figure it out. And I can tell you that Carrie's working full-time still in a corporate job, but she does not let that stop her. She's always in our top enrollers and our top enrollers. Her team is growing by leaps and bounds. Her and her husband are 4 stars. Her husband just hit 1 star in his position a week ago. And so you guys, I mean, if you're listening and you have another full-time job, they're going to tell you how you can do it and have success either way. So I think that it comes down to, what the last thing Darren talked about was just consistency. And he just said, that the people who are the most successful are the most consistent. And I'm sure Carrie will talk about that. But, one of the things that she really implemented into our team or helped implement is like the 5 by 5 by 5, talking to 5 people a day, following up with 5 people a day, and breathing belief into 5 people a day. Some of you that may be too many, so you could do 2, whatever it is for you. But I'm sure she'll talk about that. But that consistency, you guys, is the key, in every area of life. So anyway, we just wanted to be on here with you and share some of the information from Top Achievers. Just remember, if the most important thing from today is get your celebration ticket now, because that's how you're going to be able to qualify for all the summer awesome stuff. And then next year, Top Achievers in the Bahamas.
Never rent a house without AC.
Oh, yeah. And Jen says never rent a house without air conditioning. I didn't do my research. So anyway, it's all good. We're in Hawaii. So anyway, you guys have an awesome night, and we will talk to you in a couple weeks. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Hilary and Justin.
Great. Thanks for recording it.
You bet.